Well, today's recipe is a quintessential, spicy, fiery chicken starter. Well, one of those starters that are always there in my home parties. Now, yours too. The name, Chicken Angara Kebab. Let's begin. Whether you call this a kebab or a tikka, it's absolutely fine because generally when chicken drumsticks are used, you call it a kebab, like a Tangdi Kebab and things like that. So that's where the name comes in from. The first thing that of course goes in the marination bowl, a combination of chicken drumsticks along with a few pieces on bone. Now, because this is an Angara Kebab, now Angara literally translates to something that's fiery, something that's spicy, pungent and hot. I'm going to use a variety of chilies in this. The first one, of course, is a combination of Kashmiri and Bedgi for wonderful color and pungency. These chilies, of course, the whole dried red chilies need to be soaked in water and ground into a paste. Now, even if there are a few chili seeds here and there, it's absolutely fine. I'm going to follow this up with some chili powder. Now this one is again a spicy chili powder. Let me top this up with some chili flakes to bring in that power and essence of Indian cuisine. Garam masala. Let's add in turmeric powder, kasuri methi, dried fenugreek leaves, juice of half a lemon. This is regular homemade curd, which is whipped. Now I am adding very little of this because this is just to ensure all of this just kind of comes together and gets that little bit of creaminess in the marination. Salt. Now whenever you add salt in any recipe, especially in a kebab or a tikki, you always need to understand that the end product is going to get dried out. The moisture is all going to come out, the liquids are going to leach out of the meat or the protein, and eventually the quantity of salt is always going to feel slightly higher. So even if you go moderate at this point in time, just about perfect. Let's add in that whole earthy, aromatic, pungent mustard oil. Let's mix all of this together. Once all of this is mixed, you can keep this aside for 8 hours overnight. The choice is completely yours. Well, knowing how I cook for so many years now, I generally do not marinate the chicken and I think I prefer it that way. Let's move on straight to the cooking. I'm going to add in just a touch of regular vegetable oil. Now I'm using a deeper wok for something like this because I also want to bring in the whole element of charcoal, smoke or dhungar in this recipe because Angara, dhungar just kind of seems well. Once the oil just kind of begins to heat up, I'm going to bring in another element and that is the paste of ginger, garlic and green chili. Now in this case, ginger also is kind of spicy. Green chili, of course, takes the spice to a completely new level. Let's add this in. And while that is just kind of beginning to heat up, I'm going to add in, of course, the pieces of chicken because all of this now is going to start cooking together. Let's give all of this a good mix. And allow this to sear on high flame. While all of this is happening, we also want to keep charcoal on the next burner to light up. At this point in time, once the charcoal lights up, we lower the flame, place the wok back, create a little space for a steel bowl to kind of sit comfortably like so. We pick up the piece of charcoal which has well lit, place it like so, top this up with just a little oil. Once this kind of smokes up, we cover this and continue keeping this on low flame for at least 5 minutes. Let the fumes, let the smoke just absorb beautifully. Once the smoke settles down, we open this and we discard the charcoal, of course, increase the flame and ensure the chicken now gets seared, because with the charcoal what would also happen is, because of the smoke, there'll also be some moisture that starts releasing in the chicken. At this point in time, We need to flare it all up, ensure it becomes nice and dry, almost like a kebab, like a tikka. And that's going to be the beauty of chicken Angara. This is going to take at least 20 minutes in totality to get cooked. So keep switching the flame on high, low, keep playing with flame and fire to ensure that the chicken Angara tikka is beautifully cooked from within, nice crisp on the outside with these little specks of black here and there. Finally, I'm going to serve this with some mint, onion and some lemon. With this, ladies and gentlemen, chicken Angara tikka, chicken Angara kebab, whatever you want to call this, is done and ready. Make this for family, make this for friends, and ensure, just like my home, this becomes your next party starter. Bye for now.